Hey old soul, just over a year ago I sold everything I owned and moved to the land of Bali with my ex-husband and 3 kids. Now I live my dream life, traveling first class around the world, teaching others how to do the same. If you are ready for a life that is so abundant and free, where money flows like air so effortlessly that you don't even care because you are simply focusing on you and allowing everything to be true, then you are exactly where you need to be. Let me teach you how to be wildly abundant and insanely free. What's that song? I think it's like by Black Eyed Peas. It's like anxiety, say that isn't rivalry. Paranoia's got me to my knees. Lord, please, please, please take away my anxiety. I remember that because I used to have that song in my head years and years and years and years ago. I am not fucking available for anxiety anymore. I haven't had it in years. And when I say I haven't had it, it doesn't mean I am immune to it. It means that I have it in a healthy way. Like if I'm riding my scooter and someone quickly comes in, I might have like a 2-second, and then they go away and it's like 2 seconds and it's gone. Dealing with stress, anxiety, overwhelm, frustration, all these crazy emotions is not a vibe. It is not a fucking vibe, and you have to get rid of this shit from your life. The thing that high achievers do is that they're never fully here. They're never fully present in the moment, in this moment right now. You always want to be achieving the next thing. You always want to be getting to the goal, and the moment's never good enough. Being at home in the moment with your bank account, with your life, with everything that you're dealing with is never good enough. It's always like the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But when we live like that, we live in this gap period that never ever makes us happy. If you are not over the moon with the process, you're not going to be happy with that outcome. You're never going to be happy. You're going to get to the $1 million and wish there was more. You're going to get to the $1 billion and wish there was more. It's always going to be this constant, monogamous, draining life that never makes you feel fully and happily uplifted and inspired. And so what you need to start doing to changing your reality, to constantly trying to win, to constantly trying to get to the next thing, to constantly trying to be in the race, the rat race, is enjoying where you're at and knowing where you're going is inevitable. You're on the path. The path is calling you. The path has been created for you. God, angel, source, universe put you on this path when you were born. And it's a little bit like that game of Operation where you're moving it and it's like, when you go off the path, you know, because it's like the anxiety, the frustration, the overwhelm, your life sucks, it's not good enough because you're not feeling the wholeness, you're not feeling the completeness. In order for you to truly and utterly start living a life beyond your wildest dreams, so everything is so much more magical than what it seems, you've got to start getting good at being okay with the present moment. Now, I'll tell you this story about this guy that I met a few years ago. I was traveling all through Bali and I went to this island, and on this island it was really cool. It was like off the coast of Bali, I think on the coast of Lombok. And on this island they only had horses and carriages, and we went to this, my driver's friend worked on the island. He's like, you need to go to this bar. And I was like, okay. Went to this random bar to visit my friend's cousin, and they had this massive bonfire and they had all the drums and it was like dun 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 dun. It was a vibe, it was amazing, really fun. Anyway, I sit next to this guy and this girl, and this guy sits there and he looks and he's all calm and he's chilled, he looks fine, and he starts talking and he's like, I am dealing with so much anxiety, I can't even breathe. And in that moment, I desperately wanted to help him. And obviously you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. So I was like, is it okay if I give you some advice? This is like literally what I help my clients do for a living. I help them come back to themselves, come back to truth, come back to love. Yes, most people come to me because they want to make more money, because they want to live a life beyond their wildest dreams, but I help them get beyond the anxiety, the overwhelm, the frustration. And I like to look at it like this. My job is not to eliminate pain from your life. My job is to get you so freaking good at riding the waves. Imagine you're in an ocean and the waves are called pain. You can keep drowning and not knowing how to swim and getting the salt water up your nose, getting hit down to the sand, getting coral, getting blood all over you because you don't know how to ride the waves and it feels like you're never going to be able to come up for air. Or you can get a surfboard, you can start riding that wave and getting really, really, really good at it and having fun with it and surfing and playing and vibing and really enjoying this exhilarating experience when you're riding the waves and not getting drowned by them. The waves will not stop. It's energy in motion. You have it programmed in your subconscious, but you get better at riding the waves and actually transmuting that pain into something else, because something needs to take the place of it in your subconscious program. The universe loves to fill things with things. So unless you get really, really, really good at sitting in the empty space and allowing the pain to dissipate, which I also teach you in my higher level programs like the Elite Energy Hub, you are always going to feel like you're drowning by it. It's going to feel consuming. It's going to feel like you wake up in the morning and you're experiencing that emotion, and you're going to bed at nighttime. So anyway, he's like, yeah, like literally freaking out because he couldn't even sit. This is how bad his anxiety was. He could not sit around the bonfire and just chill, like, and be happy. Like, he was sitting there in his space freaking out. And I noticed this morning with this girl that was doing yoga, and she couldn't even do the yoga. She was tapping her face, and she looked at me, she's like, I'm just really anxious. I was like, okay, this is an epidemic, and this is not, it's not the way that we were put on this earth to be programmed. Even back in caveman times, they weren't this anxious all the time. Like, we've just got so many triggers of stress and overwhelm. Anyway, so what I did at this bonfire is I just put my hands out and I was like, fuck yes, I'm anxious and I fucking love it. I love it, and you're welcome here, and it's okay to be anxious. What you resist persists. If you're feeling pain, run towards it. If you're feeling anxiety, run towards it. You have to face these things that are coming, because the waves are coming whether you like it or not. You can keep trying to run away from your program, your subconscious program that's just going to keep coming. Or you can get good at running towards it, run towards the discomfort. The reason my life's so fucking good right now is because I've spent years of running towards the discomfort. When most people decided to take drugs and alcohol, and don't get me wrong, I did that. I definitely did that at the start. I definitely did everything to suppress the emotion. But when you start to feel the emotion, you've got to face it head on. You've got to run towards it. You're not going to be able to sustain large amounts of wealth if you're constantly sitting there biting your nails all day and not in this like state of calm, because bigger blessings, bigger problems, there's going to be more things you've got to deal with. You've got to deal with more stuff. You've got to deal with harder decisions. You've got to deal with decisions related around money and investments and all the things that come up when you do make more money. So there's a few things to this high achiever equation. One is you need to get good at being where you're at, and you're never going to be okay with being where you're at if you're always trying to bypass all of the emotions that are coming up within you. And you have to get good at running towards the pain, running towards the discomfort, running towards the overwhelm, running towards all of the things that are in your psyche, because what we are actually doing is you're cleaning out your psyche. You're cleaning out your energy field. If you're feeling waves of anxiety and you haven't raised your consciousness to be more than the anxiety waves, you're going to get drowned by them, and they're going to consume you, and you're going to sit and marinate in those low level frequencies of anxiety, overwhelm, frustration for more than you should. When you're in those waves of those lower states of being, you're not going to be able to manifest things that are in different frequency waves when you're sitting in those for long periods of time. So the only way that you can overcome those lower level feelings, those lower level pain points, is through the energy work that I do, somatic release. If you like breath, I do a little bit of breath work, but we do the Kundalini activation, the energy work, going deep with activating your life force, your prana, your chi, and I love it because It's the feminine, it's the path of least resistance. So it's really, 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 really beautiful for you to surrender and receive. You need somatic release, you do. And I'm just gonna say it, and I'm so freaking passionate about this because I went from the girl that was broke, that was homeless, whose dad killed himself, drugs, alcohols, molestation. Like, I've been through so much shit I can't even begin to tell you. To get from where I was to where I am now, to this woman that lives a life beyond her wildest dreams. I did everything under the sun. I've seen hundreds of healers, shamanic workers, plant medicine retreats. Like, I've done everything. And I don't want to have this egoic concept of like, I've done everything, because there's always more to be done. But the thing that really started to change my life and move really, 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 really quickly was when I started to work with this life force energy. And it will shift you faster than you know what to do with. But I always say to people, do not come to me if you're not ready for massive change. The truth is that you're addicted to the low level emotions. Whatever you're feeling on a regular basis all the time is what you are most addicted to, because your subconscious doesn't want to change that. It's death. If you have real estate in your energy capacity that is filled with anxiety, frustration, overwhelm, for that to be removed and replaced with happiness, joy, abundance, overwhelm, your subconscious does not want to experience that. It doesn't want to experience that at all, because that's death to the version of you that held those emotions hostage for so long. But you need to run towards it. You need to do the work. When you start to get on the mat, you start to work with the energy that I channel, and naturally your physical body starts to channel, attune to this energy, like music, everything, all the lower level emotions, they start to clear out, because you're starting to calibrate to higher frequencies, to tune into higher frequencies like a radio station. It's like you going from grungy, low vibrational music that's like, I want to kill my mom, yada, 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 negativity music, to like really, 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 really high frequency, megahertz music. And so naturally, when your vibration comes up here, everything starts to clean out and clear in your energy field, because you can't actually have these emotions up here when you're attuning to this. You just can't. You have to trade this for this. You cannot have this with this. It doesn't coexist. And so that's why this work's so powerful, and that's why I include it in all of my programs, because it is life-changing. And I'm so sick and tired of people doing programs and not getting the results. I will say, however, if you're not ready for change, it's so not for you. It's so not for you, because things start shifting fast. Imagine a puzzle just getting smashed down and all the pieces of you going from here to here. The thing about my work is that you start to live more presently. You start to live more here in the moment. More being here is enough. Being here right now in this moment is enough. If you cannot fall in love with this moment, you're not going to fall in love with $1 million. You're not going to fall in love with the dream life. You're just not going to. I have so many broke millionaire clients, and I can't begin to tell you how unhappy they are, and they've got everything. You'd look at their life and just be like, okay. And they're like, and I want this and that. It's like, cool. You want all these incredible things, and you can absolutely have them all. You can have them all, but I don't want you to want the thing to fill the void. I want you to want the thing because you have everything that you could ever desire, and you are so whole, and you are so connected, and you are so connected to your source, to your truth. And through the energy of I just have everything and more, and I love my life, of course I get to have all these epic things, because there's nothing worse than living empty with 1 million toys. There's no point in living life with 1 million toys and sitting on your 200-foot yacht and going, oh, this is shit, this is not enough. Because you are going to be in this pattern your whole life. This is a subconscious disease that most high achievers had, and I definitely had this because I was always outrunning my childhood. I always had to be more. Most people that have toxic upbringings, or parents that never told them that they loved them, or that they were seen, or they were really truly acknowledged and validated, you always want more. It's like running the race. It has to be, I do the thing because I enjoy it so much. And through my enjoyment of this thing and love of this thing, I'm so fulfilled. I'm going to do more of it. So if you feel called to go deep, make sure you have your hands, you get your hands on my 3-day from survival mode to limitless wealth challenge. I'll pop the link below. This will only be available until the 10th of Feb when we launch the 6 weeks to quantum wealth. This is my signature program. I do this every single year. But this year it's going to be a game changer because this is the first year that we have ever included energy work sessions. So if you actually feel the call to sign up now, you will get sessions from this point until the end of March. So you'll actually get more sessions the earlier that you sign up. So if you are ready for massive change, massive shifts, it is life and death. Life is life and death. When you understand the psyche, the human body, the hair constantly falls out, the skin cells constantly grow and renew, our eyelashes, our eyebrows, our nails are constantly growing. The human form is one with nature, and nature is constantly life and death. The branch falls off the trees. Things are constantly changing. It's the law of gestation, it's the cycles. And so the more that you're able to understand that things are changing, things are shifting, things are evolving, what gets you here won't get you there. You must go through a death cycle to have a rebirth and go to the new. But with this energy, it's soft, it's effortless, it's really, 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 really beautiful when you're going through the transitions. It doesn't have to be this painful experience where you're like, oh, I can't do this. It's, you are the entire ocean and you're just riding the waves and you're enjoying every single part of it. So I love you. I see you. Thank you for doing the inner work. Thanks for being here. Thanks for remembering how powerful you are, and that the fact that you exist right now is more than enough. So get your hands on the free challenge. If you feel the call to come into the 6 weeks to Quantum Wealth and start doing the energy sessions now, your life will absolutely change the second that you sign up, because that's just how the universe works. The transaction creates the transformation because it's an energy exchange. The universe doesn't know what money is. It just sees energy out, energy in. It's just energetics. It's all energetics, and money's just energy. So the second that you put money towards it, the shift happens. It's a little bit like right now, if I was to do a Kundalini activation for you guys on the screen, you wouldn't actually get the result because you haven't actually put energy in. It was like the guy that founded Reiki, and he was doing free sessions, and he's like, they're not getting the results. And then he's like, oh, you have to charge for it. And then when he started charging, people were having these miraculous results because the universe works with energy. If you haven't put energy in, you're not getting the energy out. And that's how with the free challenge, it's so freaking potent. And I ask you to put your intention in so that you're actually putting energy in, because sometimes with free challenges, if you're not putting the energy in, of course, you're not going to get the exchange. More energy in, more results. That's just how the universe works. It's just law of cause and effect. So I love you. I see you. If you are doing the challenge right now, let me know what your biggest takeaways are. Comment in the group below. Make sure you post your death and your new way of being, because when you put the work in, you do get the results. And I don't mean the hustle, the push, the grind, the shove. It's the turning up for being a better person, turning up and doing the uncomfortable things, doing the things around self-love, doing the things around upgrading your skill set, getting better at all of your gifts that God gave you that are not actually your gifts, they're for the world. So share them with the world and really harness the gifts within you so that you can change this world, because you know that you're put on this earth for just so many beautiful, magical, miraculous things. So love you. I see you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Sending 1,000,000 trillion miraculous blessings your way. You deserve it all and more. When you see it, the door will open and you'll be just activated into a life beyond your wildest dreams, where everything is so much more miraculous than what it seems. Big love, wealthy, old soul.